Hey, it's Wednesday night and Team FYN Sports and Circuit World of Blue Ridge present Fan and Rebel Wrap-Up. We want to thank Blue Jeans Pizza, Pepsi for the meal and Pepsi for the drinks, and all of our Team FYN Sports sponsors. Also, we want to remind you to start watching our Team FYN Sports Facebook page. We want you to find that. Like our Team FYN Sports Facebook page. Follow us at Team FYN Sports on Twitter for all of the Friday night highlights. And keep an eye out for what we call FYN 120s on that page, little clips of all of your sport highlights. I'm here tonight with head coach Jim Pavao and offensive coordinator Travis Earls. And our first two guests on the couch tonight is Alex White, the kicker, and Miles Johnson, the outside linebacker.
Offensive line. Offensive line.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, so you're not now?
No, I'm not outside linebacker.
Oh, I just had. Okay, I got it, Miles. Team FYN Sports Player of the Week. Let's get started with that. We're going to have this young man in the next segment. He's with us tonight. Team FYN Sports Player of the Week. Mason Rhodes is going to be with us, number 44, linebacker. He's our Player of the Week. We'll have him on our second segment. The Rebels, with a 42-0 win over Andrews, puts the Rebels at 2-2 in non-conference play. We're talking 3A Region 7 football, and it is that time. It's time for Region football. So we're gonna crank up the show a little bit. Questions. I've asked you a couple times. You still ready?
Oh, we're ready.
You said you were ready a minute ago. I just double checked.
Born ready.
Okay, I get all worked up against in the region play. The region 3A. Region 7 consists of Greater Atlanta Christian, North Hall, East Hall, Dawson County, Lumpkin County, and Union County. Rebels open region play 2017. They're going to be on the road. They're going to travel over to take on the North Hall Trojans. That's game time 7:30. The Trojans are 0-4. The Trojans are 0-4 in non-conference. They lost to Chastity, a 4A school, Flowery Branch, a 5A school, Pickens, a 4A school, White County, a 4A school. The Trojans are 0-4. Coach, even though they're 0-4, that is not indicative of the team that they are.
Oh, no, they're a good football team. They've just played 4 really good football teams. So, they played up in classification all 4 games. So
you glossed over. You glossed right over. I told you I was going to try to use a big word. No, but it's not. It's not. They've played up. They played up all of their games. They are 0-4, and so tell us a little bit about you're seeing on film in these games and what you're up against with North Hall with this first.
Well, North Hall, they're a wing T offense, and they're pretty athletic. They've got a nice quarterback. They got pretty quick running backs. Their offensive line moves well. Defensively, they're a 4-2-5 type of defense, and they're really good up front. Their down 4 guys are good. Linebackers are decent. They play hard. And North Hall kids. I played against North Hall back when we were at Gainesville, and they always play hard. They're hard. They're well coached. They're disciplined players. They play hard. So it'll be a challenge to. This first region game is going to be a definite challenge for us.
Hey, Miles, let me start with you, offensive line, and I ask this. I always love when I get offensive line guys here on the show. Love having the quarterbacks, the running backs, and all the other guys. But the offensive line, love to talk to you guys because, yeah, there's 11 guys on the field. Okay, 12 is a flag, because you have to count them off, all right? Anyhow, there's 11 guys on the field. That is the team. But every team, that offensive line, has to start coming together, playing together, and being a unit. How do you feel about this team going into region play, what the offensive line, the unit that you've become?
Well, I feel like our offensive line, it takes us where we want to go. We can have our running backs run behind us, and we want them, that's our whole point is winning the game. And we want them to be able to do a good job. And we got to do our job first, get everything done. But I feel like throughout the season we progressed as a unit, the offensive line unit, and we've made covered a bunch of ground, and I feel like we can get better as the season. Region plays here. We got to start putting our A game in, going 100% every play, and I think if we can do that, then we can do good on offense, and I believe in our defense, and they'll hold them on defense, and we'll win the game. So, have you been able to see in the last 4 games of non-region with this offensive line? Let's stay with that. You guys
picking up your assignments a little better every game, getting stronger all the way through the game, the duration of the game, and actually, getting your blocks off, coming out at the right time. Have you seen that improving every game?
Yeah, I feel like we're coming together. We know each other's good and what we're kind of weak at. So we know what we need to help with, and I feel like we have come a long way since the start of the season, since spring game to now. I feel like we've come pretty good ways as far as offensive line unit goes.
Coach Earls, let me ask you. I was looking at. I actually have had the opportunity to watch North Hall play this year. One of their games against Pickens, and I've looked at all of their stats today. These are bigger schools. But their defense is giving up points. They're giving up points. Are you able to see some things on the film out of these 4 games with your offense that you feel you can penetrate, get through, or what do you read there?
Yeah. Like Coach Pavao said, they're a really good, disciplined, sound football team. They're going to play their assignments. And we've got some ideas of where we can attack them and what we can use our best assets to try to move the ball down the field. But they are going to be a tough team. Their record is not indicative of how good they are. Records sometimes aren't, and this is a prime example of that. They're a very good football team, and our team, we're going to go into this. We've told the kids all week, don't underestimate their team just based on the score. Score of their previous games and what their record is. So we're going to go in there with a game plan, and we think we can move the ball on them. And we're going to look for our defense to hold them. I think our defense is good enough to do that, and we just got to have an offense that produces enough enough points to win this game.
Coach, let me ask you on the other end of the ball, the defense. You have your preseason conditioning, and then you go in and you want to get stronger every game. You want to see that your guys are playing that third quarter, have the endurance to play the third quarter, and especially close in that fourth. I actually saw when I saw the game with Pickens, these guys, their offense pushed on Pickens' defense actually till 10 seconds left in the game. Is your defense? Do you feel they've gotten strong enough in the last 4 games? Have you seen that to where they're ready to take on somebody that will push them down the field?
Yeah, I think so. I think, obviously what you've got to do as a defense is get them in some third down situations and then get off the field and not allow them to get those 12, 14, 15 play drives. I mean, like our offense, we're ball control and drive it down the football field. And obviously as a defensive coordinator, coach, my background is, what I talk with our kids is we've got to play well on first down, get them into second and long, and then play well on third down, and get off the field. And there's going to be times you're going to give up some first downs, but you can't allow them to just continue. First down's key. If you can get them in the second and long and then get them in the third and long, or at least third and medium, now you got a chance to get a 3 and out, get off the field. Or even if they get a couple first downs, you're starting all over again. But the big thing is you got to get some third down stops and not allow them to turn maybe a 6-play drive into a 14 or 15-play drive, or possible potential scoring drive.
Well, let me move to another before we get into our first break. Alex White, you're a kicker. How long have you been kicking?
This is my 2nd year going in.
And you like kicking?
Yeah, it's fun.
Huh?
It's fun.
So now, when did you decide? I always ask a kicker this. I mean, like Miles, I'm not going to ask him when he decided to be an offensive lineman. Okay. Sorry, Miles. We love you, man, but I'm not going to ask you when you decide to be an offensive lineman. But like on a kicker, I always like to ask a kicker, like, when did you decide you wanted to be a kicker? What about it did you like? I mean, just kicking the ball in the backyard or what? I'm serious.
It started when I came as a freshman, and my friend said that the JV team needed a kicker, and I played soccer. I had a soccer background. So I said, okay, I'll go out and do it. And my first year didn't come off good, and I just got better and just increased in yardage on kicks.
Well, before we go to our first break, I always like to ask everybody, and you guys have gone around that, and I kindly framed the questions to where we've already talked about it. But Miles, I like to ask everybody, when you got there Monday, you come off the Andrews win, you come off 4 non-conference games, it's done, it's time for region play. I mean, you're used to this, you've done this. So Monday when you showed up, you know, not that the past wasn't serious the past weeks, but it's time to go into region. What did you say you want to work on? You want to get better at this week?
Well, I knew these 4 weeks, you know, it was a build-up, you know, to get ready for that region play. And this is when it really counts. You want to go to the playoffs. You want to go state. You know, this is where it all starts. You know, for me, I just want to make sure I do my jobs, my assignments, you know, be able to open holes for everybody to go through or hold the block to be able to pass the ball, you know. I mean, there's no really particular thing other than just wanting to be able to do my best and go 100%. That way, when it comes to the end of the game, you know, we have that win, and that way we can move on and be in good spot when we're coming close to win region. Our goal is to win region, you know, and go to state, but the playoffs. But, you know, I just want to be able to do my job and do the best what's good for my team, you know, and so that way we can win.
Good answer. Kicker, you know, you just touched on it, but I want you to go back at it. Like, you know, you said last year it didn't come off real good. You know, and I always like when I'm talking to you guys and you just say, hey, it didn't come off good, and you know you had to work on it. But this year, like when you came when you showed up Monday, what did you say? I want to work on, I need to work on, improve?
It was definitely my kickoff and onsides. I did my first ever onside kick against Chastity. Messed up, didn't catch the ball really well, slid. And I'm just going to work harder on kickoff and getting the ball down the field and on the onside.
Well, I appreciate you guys being out here tonight. Look forward to you guys on the sideline Friday night. Jason's out there every Friday night taking 200 pictures and writing up stories, and we appreciate you guys, and you got our full support. We're going to take our first break. And we want to thank, again, we are Team FYN Sports. It's Wednesday night. You're watching Rebel Wrap Up. We want to thank Circuit World here in Blue Ridge. And we also want to thank Blue Jeans Pizza and Pepsi for providing drinks. We're going to take a break. We got 2 more Fan and Rebels going to be in here. And, you know, in the first 4 games, you know, you make adjustments. So when we come back, I'm going to ask Coach if everybody's settled in for Friday night, if he's got everybody in a spot where he thinks they need to be. So we're going to really dig into this game when we come back. Take us a break, Richie.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
This summer, nothing says love like a box of truffles, especially if that box of truffles is in a blizzard.
This is all my favorite truffles. Fudge, caramel, and peanut butter. It's like a surprise in every bite. I bet you're full of surprises.
Actually, I'm full of chicken strips. Just had my break.
You're cute.
Still got it.
The new Triple Truffle Blizzard Treat with fudge, peanut butter, and caramel truffles.
Welcome to Dairy Queen.
Enjoy a $1 Misty Slush and more.
Days Chevrolet in Jasper is dropping the hammer. Over $11,000 off MSRP on new Silverados. Just look what we've done to the price on this new LT Crew Cab. Save over $11,000 and pay just $32,500. And Days Chevy is dropping the hammer in a big way on all new Chevy Malibus. Save over $6,500 and pay just $17,900. The savings are real and they're big at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there. All I do is win.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Jacob Bryant. We're up here at Schottenkirk Ford. Just want to let you know we'll be putting on a concert September 16th right here in Jasper, Georgia.
Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the
And we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and this is Team FYN Sports. And Circuit World of Blue Ridge presents Fan and Rebel Wrap-Up. Thank you to Blue Jeans Pizza, Pepsi, and all of Team FYN Sports sponsors. We're here with head coach Jim Pavao and the offensive coordinator, Travis Earls. Now on the couch we have with us Keenan Putnam, and he's the defensive line, D-line. And we have Mason Rhodes, our Team FYN Sports Writer Player of the Week, inside linebacker. We'll get to that in just a minute. We're talking, just if you've just joined us, 3A Region 7. It's time for Region Football. And Greater Atlanta Christian, North Hall, East Hall, Dawson, Lumpkin, and Union. Just to let you know where everybody's at. The Rebels open region play Friday night, and they travel over to North Hall to take on the Trojans. Game time 7:30. The Union Panthers will be hosting Greater Atlanta Christian Spartans. East Hall Vikings will be hosting the Lumpkin County Indians. Dawson County Tigers, they don't have a non-region game, but they are traveling to take on the White County Warriors. So we're back talking about the North Hall Trojans Friday night. Coach, you have some you've had some changes on offense, you've had some changes on defense. It's like you've looked at some different things. You know, some players putting them in spots. Is everybody got a home? Do you feel pretty good? Everybody's got a home Friday night, or is
well, I mean, we're making adjustments. We feel that'll be better for us as a football team, and you know, that can continue as the season goes on.
Right.
You're always looking to better. You know, and also we've been fortunate. We've been staying fairly healthy, and so we're not, you know, scrambling because of injuries. We're just, you know, trying to move a piece here, a piece there, player here, player there, and come up with what we feel is our best 22 guys on the field.
Let me ask you, Coach Earls, on you know, for the first 4 games, you have played 2 different quarterbacks, looking at how they react to different defensive schemes and things like that. And you did say that they're both going to practice. Obviously, we're going to see who's fitting what and what team's challenging that week. Are you going to continue to try to play in 2, or how do you look at it this year? Are you going to have 2 quarterbacks depending the situation?
Yeah, well, we're very, very fortunate to have 2 quarterbacks that can play at the varsity level. And we'll continue to evaluate every week going forward to see which quarterback fits the defensive scheme of the best. And, you know, it's very possible that in a particular game, both quarterbacks may play some, but they both get equal time at reps at quarterback, so they're both ready to play at any moment.
Coach, your kicker, Sarah Sosaby, turning out some good performances. And some of your offense has gotten in the red zone, and you've had to go to the kicker, and that's going well. I mean, how comfortable is that for you?
Oh, I feel good. I mean, Sarah right now, she's 8 for 8 on extra points. And then Alex, he kicked 2 field goals last week, both over.
Didn't mean to leave Alex out, folks.
Yeah, so, you know, I mean, so I feel really good about our kicking game right now. You know, Tyler's punting well. Chandler can punt. You know, Chandler Smith, he can also punt for us. So I feel really good about our kicking game right now.
So if you feel good, so you won't give up what the distance of that field goal you feel good about.
I think it was. Oh well, I mean,
it's a special secret.
You don't feel good about telling us how far out you would call it.
You leave that one on 50. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
All right.
And he misses it, just put it up in 20. So.
Anything inside 70 is fair game.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I thought I would try, see how comfortable you were, how far out from the the uprights you were willing to take the chance. Okay. But you know, it's exciting to for every player on the team. It's exciting to see everything work in a kicking game, punting, and everything. So that's got to be a comfort, guys. Let me start. Keenan, defensive line, Mr. Putnam, defensive line. You're going up against North Hall. You've looked at some film. They could turn the wheels out. Okay, they could turn the wheels on. I watched them turn the wheels on real quick on a defense. Are you guys looking at their film and ready to adjust to their kind of speed that they're going to bring Friday night?
I think we are. We've actually made a couple plays adjusting to their offense. Like, just we see the formation, we call the play instantly, we know what we're doing, and so on. So, yeah, I think we're pretty comfortable with it.
So now the defensive line. Let me ask you this also. You have very good 4 games under your belt, but talk about the total defense as a unit and that line, how it's coming together as far as adjusting, how quick you're adjusting, picking up a read from the offense when they're adjusting. How fast are you guys adjusting to it? Is that all starting to come together?
It started coming together right about the Gilmer game. We practiced all summer picking up reads, and then now it's just keeping up with the same pace.
Mason Rhodes, our inside linebacker, he is our Team FYN sports writer, player of the week. Congratulations. Mason Rhodes recorded 17 tackles, a sack in the game, and he has several of the biggest hits in the game. What do they call it? They call it beast mode? I don't know. What do kids calling that nowadays, huh? You don't know? No. 17 tackles. You were rolling, right? You got out on the field last Friday night and just turned it out, huh?
Try to.
Mm-hmm. So you going up against the Trojans this week, what are you seeing on the film? And, hey, trying to put this kind of performance back together, back to back, and reading their speed. So what are you seeing on the film for adjusting and get ready for that?
Well, they run the ball a bunch, so that's our main focus, stopping the run. If you force, they're not a passing offense. If you force them to pass, then we should be good.
If you force them to pass.
Yep.
There you go. Coach, let's talk about that running game that they have. I did watch them push a defense. I went back with that. On their running game, have you picked up something? And I guess you don't want to tell them, but have you picking up some things on the film that you've been watching with their running game to make some adjustments to handle it?
Well, I mean, they're a wing T offense. It's a misdirection offense and angle blocking, and you just gotta read your keys. And we've worked on that all week. And you can't be looking in the backfield, just like looking where's the ball at, because the ball it's going everywhere. So it's definitely an offensive deception, and they run it well. They've run it for years. And so we've just got to home in on our keys, and like Mason said, we've got to stop the run and put them in a situation where I don't want to say they're going to pass, but you put them in a situation where they've got to pass as compared to, 2nd and 3 they could run or pass, and
right.
You're not sure, or a lot of 3rd and shorts. You can't be in that. You don't want to be in 2nd and 2nd and 3 or 4, 3rd and 1 or 2 all the time. You want to get them into 2nd and 8, 3rd and 5, 6 plus, and put them in those situations to where now they still might run the football, but eventually, if you can continue to stop the run, they're going to have to throw the football, and then you can, it's a lot easier to play action pass when you're not worried about the run, as much.
Well, you got a high school team and these young men, and they played for, and I do understand Friday night is Friday night. It doesn't matter where you're at. You're going out every Friday night to win a football game, region or non-conference. But the reality is these guys worked hard all summer conditioning. They've worked hard in these 4 games, trying to get everything working together. Do you have a little it's region time speech for the guys?
Hey, we already talked about that. We talked about it after the game on Friday. That we're in the region play now. Non-conference, non-region games are over. This is what we're working for. We want to make the playoffs, and the easiest way to get into playoffs is to stay ahead of the chains. And what I mean by that is that you got to get to 1-0. And now you're in the driver's seat. If you're 0-1, now you're trying to get back to, then the next week you're trying to get to 1-1 and so on. So you want to kind of be in the driver's seat, and being 1-0 is obviously, makes it a lot easier to get to where you can make the playoffs as compared to, starting already with an 0-1. So we as soon as our game was over, I said, hey, great game, but here we go. Here comes region play next week, and we need to be 1-0.
Coach, the offense, what's the attitude of the guys? How excited are they this week that this is what they've worked for? What do you see out of not just the offense, the entire team, but the offense especially? How excited are they for this Friday night?
Yeah, the offense is ready to go. I mean, these guys have worked hard all year. They've worked hard through the spring, summer. We had a really great practice this week. 3 days of practice is probably the best offensive practices that we've had, and these kids are ready to play, and they're really coming together as a unit and a team, and starting to see this group gel together solidly, because it's a young unit for the most part, and they're going to be a good team going forward.
Before we go, let's get back. Keenan, defensive line, Keenan Putnam, defensive lineman. Like I ask every week, even if you've been here before, when you showed up Monday, you said it's region play. I've got 4 games under my belt. This is what I'm working on this week. This is what I personally want to improve in. What was that for you?
Like Coach Pavao said, we need to work on our keys. It's a wing T team, like he said. We're a lot of misdirection, so we have to focus on reading the keys.
How about the same for you, Mason Rhodes, inside linebacker? Hey, again, congratulations, 17 tackles. I mean, I watch a guy get in the groove on Friday night, and they're just rolling, and it's their night, and I want to congratulate you again on that. But even though you had a real good night, still yet Monday morning when you showed up, what did you say? I got to work on this week. I want to improve.
Well, you do have to read your keys with this type of offense. If you watch the ball, you won't go nowhere. You have to read your keys. The keys will take you to the ball.
Coach, we'll end with the same way we started. You ready?
Ready. Okay,
just checking, Coach. All right. And I'll try to come up with a big word again next week. Big word. I'm your host, DKP. I tell you what, I just enjoy this so much, and I'm so excited here from Team FYN Sports at Circuit World of Blue Ridge as we present the Fan and Rebel wrap-up every Wednesday night. We are in region play. Now, don't forget on Friday nights, if you travel over to North Hall, support the guys, support the team, support the cheerleaders, support the band, everybody. All you Rebels, get over there. But if you can't and you want highlights and you want to keep up with the score, follow us at Team FYN Sports on Twitter. And Jason will be tweeting out when there's a big play, when there's a score, and you'll be able to keep up with it all night long. We do that for you on the sideline, and you'll be able to keep up with all the scores that night that way. Again, thank you to Blue Jeans, Pepsi, Circuit World, all of our sponsors, our guest tonight, Coach Pavao, and don't forget, Friday night, 7:30, game time, North Hall Trojans. We good, Richie? Let's go.